Offset asking for spousal support, aka alimony, is my final example as to why women, especially black women, high-performing professional women, need to have prenups before they get married to some of these bums. The amount of grown-ass men that are getting on social media excited that Offset is asking for alimony from his ex-wife. Y'all niggas got fat coochies.
I have a lot of women who when they get told, like, oh yeah, no, you gotta give him half your shit. Or, oh no, you gotta pay alimony, because he makes 50 grand a year and you make 250. And they're like, you know, they could be the staunchest feminist in the world, and when you tell them they gotta pay alimony, they're like, whoa, 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 he's a man. He's got a strong back, he can get out there and work. And then suddenly the whole, like, gender is a construct and there's no such thing, that goes right out the window when you get told you got to pay alimony. That's like, nope, no, I believe in strict gender roles.
The only reason why I'm still married is because somebody wants me to pay for their taxes and give them one of my properties.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
They said Cardi B and Offset finalized their spousal support, and the split is 70-30. And she got to pay that man all this money because she didn't had a baby on him during the marriage. And that's more than likely was probably a clause.
So I stumbled on this video and I'm extremely shocked because for a second there, I thought to myself, is this true? And there's a reason why I thought it was true, because I've heard, and maybe you've heard this too, out of Cardi B's mouth, that Offset's sort of holding this divorce hostage. From what I know, and we're going to validate all this here in a little bit, Cardi B makes more money than Offset. She was the breadwinner, and he wanted a piece of that bread. Which again also tells me that they didn't have any type of like prenup for their marriage. Maybe they did, and they had a clause in there to allow for them to have some type of alimony. Who knows? But the fact that it's this messy makes me doubt that there was some serious legal protection. Let's keep watching.
And this is why you don't win when you match energy.
And just to be clear, guys, I do not think that this is true, but I've got some videos here to kind of validate why I believe this. I'm specifically talking about their spousal support being finalized.
Because especially as a woman, because the loud thing with women, right, is that when we match energy, we don't really match energy. We just take it to hell. We take it, we sit on Satan's lap with it.
Oh.
It's true. It's true. We're gonna,
at least she's honest, Satan's lap though.
We're gonna make you lick Satan balls. We are.
Now we gotta get out of here. This chick is wild. So this is proof from Clubhouse. Did you guys ever spend any time in Clubhouse during the pandemic? I was in there for a little bit, and then it turned into this, seems like a celebrity hangout spots where you have a bunch of celebs who go in there and talk way too much. In this video, Cardi B alleges Offset wants her to pay his taxes. Apparently he owns like millions in taxes to the government, allegedly. And he also wants her to hand over a property before he'll sign the divorce papers. Check it out.
Yes, I'm having a baby with somebody else. So what? That happens. It's life. Let me tell you something. I did things the correct way the first time. I fell in love. I got 2 rings in my finger. I lasted 7 years. 7 years that I didn't have to last with somebody with. I lasted 7 years in a marriage. Stop saying, oh, but you're still married. No, I'm legally separated. The only reason why I'm still married is because somebody wants me to pay for their taxes. Y'all want to know the tea? The only way I could get out of my marriage if I pay for somebody else's taxes, even though I pay for my own, and give them one of my properties. I'm fighting for that. I'm gonna fight for that.
Offset says, I need that.
This is not no love shit. And like I said, I'm not gonna stop living my life because on a contract, I'm practically still married because somebody want to hold me hostage if I don't give them millions of dollars to get out of it. So that's what I'm going through in life. However, I'm not going to live my life. Y'all want me to remarry and stuff, to have another baby and stuff like that? I'm doing things what makes me happy. I did it the right way the first time. Guess what? When you separate from somebody, one thing about it is I don't like broken homes. I don't like broken homes.
Okay. Well, you created one. And we could all have predicted this. No one's surprised. She says she did it right. I mean, I guess technically speaking, you do have all these female rappers who somehow manage to marry before they carry. But the truth is, your actions don't equal wife material, right? The music, the lyrics, the clothing that you wear, and the men that you choose are not men who are conducive for a marriage and a home. That is the truth. The Coffee Pod is backed by FathersHaveRights.com. One of the most shocking things an attorney revealed in our prenuptial agreement guide is that times are changing. More and more women are the ones demanding prenups. Yes, typically a man will be more hesitant, more afraid to bring up the conversation of a prenuptial agreement before marriage. However, women who are protecting their assets have no problem making it very clear that they will not get married without a prenuptial agreement, especially women who are the primary earners or came from a family with money or business. So the idea that only men care about prenups is a myth. When women who plan to get married have something to protect, they protect it. So my question to all future husbands is, why shouldn't you? Well, the good news is it's not too late. If you need a prenup but don't know where to start, click the link pinned to the top of the comment section and take the first step in protecting your future marriage today. So there you guys go. That's it. There she's talking about how she's definitely going to fight back. It sounds like Offset's requesting property, his taxes paid, and that's the little that she's actually letting people in on. But I don't think this is finalized because I also saw this video. I think this is Keke Palmer's podcast. I actually like a lot of what Keke Palmer says. I don't agree with everything, but she has more sense than most based on what I've seen. If this is the conversation, let me know that things really aren't that finalized.
Is it finalized, the divorce?
Not yet.
Okay, so it's not
Still
finalized.
going through it.
Do you want it to be finalized?
I'm ready to be over it, for it to be over it, yeah.
Really?
Just so, just for both of us, I feel like that be a louder story than what we really love to do, which is music and art. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying that, not like none.
Hold on. Why does Keke Palmer look like she doesn't believe him? Look at her face.
Really love to do, which is music and art.
Look at that. She's like, you lying mother.
You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying that, not like none towards her. It's like it blinds the people to what we are to the people, which is our artists. Two of us being superstars, your business is always out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I could rewrite the book, I would have never been public. It would have never been public. You know what I mean? Or public, like it had just never been public.
How would it have not been public? You're a public figure, Offset. How would it have not been public? You know? You're too famous.
Because when it's public, it's opinions. Then, they're watching everything. I was definitely not perfect in the situation. You know what I mean? I made a lot of mistakes, a lot of things that I did wrong. She did things that was wrong. It's but it's always on the front screen.
Yeah, it's hard to move on.
It's hard to move on from it. Exactly.
It's hard to move on when people keep telling you and all this type of stuff. I mean, is there anything that you wish you would have done differently, or that you regret, or that you know?
I should respect her way more. You know what I mean? I made bad decisions as a man, stepping out. Got to take that on the chin. That's why when she left, I had to take that on the chin. Because, I could have been we got so much our kids to live for. I was being selfish, you know what I mean? And I can say that as a man. I'm a grown man, you know what I mean? I can say that. I wish there wasn't so much internet stuff going on.
Yeah.
I got out of pocket a couple times because, bro, you feel like you're getting bullied. I used to never say nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
I've seen recently
I tried to recently just say something, just to try to defend myself.
Yeah.
Because the narrative be nasty sometimes on me, and it don't be that.
Because Cardi's
I mean, did we expect anything else? I can't sit here and pretend that I thought Offset would make a faithful, loyal husband. I can't sit here and pretend that I thought that was the case. Because listen, the only time I see a rapper or a celebrity who actually remains in a successful relationship and they're in Hollywood is typically when their significant other isn't also a celebrity, right? That's the first part. And then there's what are you about? If people were to look over your life, what do you value? If people were to read the lyrics in your music, what are you about? I don't care if it's hip hop. I don't care if it's rock. I don't care if it's R&B. that is you. And based on the content, there should be no shock here that this marriage did not last. But it lasted longer than I'm sure a lot of people thought it would.
She's always been a media personality. You know, she always been somebody to tell, you know, her life and everything. So it does seem very natural coming from her. You know, we expect her to say stuff, but, you know, you never want people to be in a bad way. So when I'm seeing all that type of stuff, I hate it for both of y'all. You know, I want love to survive. And I really, you know, I loved it for you guys.
There's your lesson right there, gentlemen. Do not marry, date, or get into a relationship with media personalities. You might be like, well, Chisha, we can't all date famous chicks. What are you talking about? I'm talking about these women who aren't famous, but still love to air their stuff out online.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
We have non-famous media personalities that we review here on the Coffee Pod all the time.
Offset asking for spousal support, aka alimony, is my final example as to why women, especially black women, high-performing professional women, need to have prenups before they get married to some of these bums. And even if you're not marrying a bum, a prenup is not just for rich people. It protects you, your children, and your future self by just a little bit of prior proper planning. As a lawyer who is planning to marry a lawyer, we will absolutely be getting a prenup, and here are some reasons why. As you can see from Cardi B's public divorce, it's ugly. They could have avoided all of this legal battle if they had a prenup that laid out all of these things. It could include whether you're gonna give spousal support or not, and I would have said hell no to that man, go and get a job. It would have had child custody arrangements, living arrangements, what assets are divided evenly, what assets are kept by each individual person. What about debt? If you came in with your own personal credit card debt or student loans, do you want to keep that debt? These are all things that could have been discussed and planned out well before you got to this toxic, vile place. And the reason why prenups are so magical for that reason is because you're still in love. You're fighting in love. You're having these discussions with still grace and compassion and wanting to be together. When you are in a volatile place and you're coming from a place of anger, you're not making any sound decisions. As a fire sign, I know I can get ugly and vindictive and become a true certified hater. So instead of thinking about that and planning that out well ahead of this divorce, now, because let's be honest, some relationships work and some fail. It is what it is. Now you are racking up thousands, hundreds of thousands of legal fees, fighting out these little nitty gritty terms that could have been discussed years ago, but with far less attorney bills. And as an attorney, I know what my billable hour rate could look like. So all the little back and forth, me having to call my lawyer every time you get on Instagram making a story, I know they're racking up those fees. All too often, we're just seeing how professional women, especially women of color, are having to pay for these bums. Like the audacity of this man to go out and publicly humiliate you, be cheating on you continuously while you're raising his kids in your home. And he has the audacity to ask for a stipend. You've got to be kidding me. And if the court looks at the finances and sees that she's over earning him or he sacrificed time out making money to be home with the kids, etc., he could very well end up with spousal support. How crazy is that?
So Offset has asked the court to give him spousal support from Cardi B. And a lot of women are upset about this. And I'm excited because this is the equality that you guys asked for. I mean, think about it, really. If the situation was reversed and Offset made more money than Cardi B, he would be responsible for spousal support. Now, for months, when they were breaking up, I heard women saying that she doesn't need him, she makes more money than him. And the court knows that. And based upon no-fault divorce state law, she would need to maintain his lifestyle, which means they will look at what he's making, what she's making, and she will be paying spousal support of the difference to ensure that he can maintain the same type of lifestyle. Now, why don't ladies like this? I'm going to tell you why. You guys want equality until it doesn't suit you. And then you try to lean on patriarchal tropes. Well, you're the man. This is embarrassing. You should feel ashamed of yourself. No, you shouldn't. This is the law. And the law does not have a gender. And you guys wanted it to be applied equally. And that is exactly what's happening here. So stop your whining, shut up, and let this process play out. Because guess what? Y'all want to bring zero to the table, but when a divorce happens, you want to split everything 50-50. And now you're upset because the roles are reversed and Cardi is going to have to pay. She needs to pay her spousal support and her child support like every other man. You guys are grown men wearing Timberlands and dresses. So this is only fair.
So there was, I hate to see it happen like that, but the truth of the matter is life goes on.
Exactly.
You know.
Live and you learn.
All right. So that's that. Let's see what the comments have to say. This commentator says, then finalize it. So I'm assuming this commenter is like, why aren't you signing the papers?
The amount of grown-ass men that are getting on social media excited that Offset is asking for alimony from his ex-wife. Y'all niggas got fat coochies. Y'all sitting up there talking about he should be asking for alimony. She was the breadwinner, and women would be asking for alimony exactly because they got fat coochies, and y'all do too. Y'all is really flexing that fat coochie. Y'all is killing me. Y'all excited because a man wants to step into a different gender role and take alimony from his woman. Nigga, you was making money too. Why do you need her to pay you alimony? It's bitter. It's feminine. It's giving fat pussy energy. Mind you, she's still taking care of those children. He made videos with his kids a couple days ago, but that's because you had your kids for the first time a couple days ago. That's why he made them videos. But I stay out of rich people business because I'm not rich yet. So my nigga ain't got no fat coochie.
Another person who says, Kiki trying so hard to be professional. And somebody responded back and says, she wanted to say something, all right. Here's another person who says, she said, really? Another person who says, she'll sign the papers. Another person who added, name 5 Offset songs. This is messed up. This is messed up. They're talking about name 5 Offset songs, gun pointed to your head. Bam, you're dead, this commenter says. Another person who says, Kiki looks like she doesn't believe him. Another person who says, Offset's full of shit. Another person who says, Kiki fighting for her life, not to clown his ASS. Here's somebody else who says, he's the one holding up the divorce, though. Will Cardi B end up paying out Offset? I would not be surprised. I wouldn't. In fact, I might actually lean towards thinking that that's what might happen. But of course, we'll never know until their divorce is finalized.
So a lot of y'all are reporting that Cardi B and Offset have finalized their spousal support and the split is 70-30. So all I'm going to ask you is, where are you getting that from? You telling me the one woman who has no problem going off, who worked for all her money, who known to go off on people, right? You telling me that if she was to have to go 70-30 with Offset, you telling me we wouldn't see her crashing out online? We wouldn't see her cussing out everybody when she already does that to begin with. So where are you getting your stuff from? I have not seen nothing confirmed. I went on Google, I went to the news section to see, I searched, I went down the rabbit hole to go on social media. I have not seen nothing confirmed, bro. But y'all are reporting that this is fact. And I know for a darn fact that Cardi B, when you think of crash out, you think of Cardi B, bro. You don't gotta think of nobody else. I know for a fact, if she has to go 70-30 with Offset, it's gonna be a whole bunch of cuss words. She gonna be speaking in cursive on live. So all I'm asking is, where are y'all getting y'all information from? Because I'm willing to take this video down. I am willing to take this video down. Are y'all really starving that bad to where y'all are reporting something as facts? Are you that hungry, bro? You want to get paid for your little video? Because again, I'm willing to take accountability and say I was wrong. You guys are right. I should have did more research. Let me take this video down. But I want to know where you getting your information from. That is confirmed. Because if it's one thing for sure, Cardi B gonna confirm something. She would not let that slide. If she has to go 70-30 with Offset, bro. But again, if anybody can show me something that's 100% proof that this happened, that since y'all reporting this as facts, I would love to see it.
In society, it does look bad when a man takes money from a woman. I agree. I don't want to be a hypocrite here, but
she's trying so hard.
To society,
she's trying so
I don't want
hard.
to be a hypocrite, but to society, it does not look good when a woman has to pay alimony to a man because you look like a I'm sorry.
So if you get a divorce and you are entitled to money, you shouldn't take it because you look like a.
I'm not saying you shouldn't take it, but I'm telling you, if you take it, what you look like.
Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. To my currently engaged or soon to be married men, if you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link pinned to the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.